Hi guys and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to see more. Coming up, Leigh Centurions announced their new coach. Manly Seagulls signed a massive deal for 16-year-old. And the 6 again rule is set to be tweaked in the NRL. So I'll begin tonight with Leigh Centurions as they have announced their new coach for the 2022 season with a view to getting promotion back to Super League for 2023. And that is the former Wigan coach, Adrian Lamb. Lamb, who's 51-year-old and is a former Papua New Guinea international, is also the current international assistant coach to Australia's Mal Meninga, will take up his new role straight away, aiming to mastermind the immediate return to the Super League. Lamb, who was voted Super League Coach of the Year in 2022, left the Warriors for the end of at the end of the 21 season with an expected return to Australia. The person who's made the decision, Leigh's new head of rugby, Chris Chester, who played with Lamb at Wigan, said Adrian's signing is a real signal of intent by the club. He's the next Super League Coach of the Year and a current Australian assistant coach. He was a fantastic international player and coached at the highest level before, both here and overseas. Now Adrian has been appointed, we can sit down and assess the current playing squad and look in the areas we need to strengthen so that when the season starts at the end of January, we can hit the ground running. Lamb himself is said to be excited for the challenge to be involved in what the project is with Leigh Centurions and looking forward to the 2022 season. The target is for us to get promoted back into Super League. It's a different level for me, but I have the same expectations as I would have with a Super League club in that I want the club to do well. Leigh Centurions is a proud club and I'm looking forward to being a part of its history. I'm also looking forward to learning about the town and meeting everyone involved. Lamb went for an interview for the Post at the beginning of October, and after his Wigan spell ended at the end of 2021 season, he was one of the runners for the position with Richard Marshall. But it seems like, well, obviously he has got the nod ahead of the ex-Salford man. Now he goes into the Leigh Post, eager for 2022. At the beginning of the pre-season campaign, but we haven't had yet any announcements into any pre-season friendlies or any further signings for Leigh, other than the Australian fullback, if I remember rightly, that is Caleb Aiken, who joins them for the 2022 campaign. So, Manly Seagulls have spent possibly the biggest contract amount for a player not even out of his teens, as they have signed 5'8" Latu Fainu even to a contract that would see him become the highest paid player yet to play in the NRL. Fainu, who has recently turned 16, has put a pen to paper to a monster 4-year contract, according to Sydney Morning Herald, with the Seagulls. It's understood the contract has had a number of performance targets, and if achieved, Fainu will earn a monster 7-figure salary. The contract kicks in next season. Fainu's contract has the potential of being worth more than the 1.3 million contract extension incoming Dragons Moses Suli signed as a teenager in 2017 with the West Tigers. On signing the contract, Fainu said, "It's a dream come true. It's great to be able to stay here with my brothers, hopefully getting a chance to play all play in the NRL together. That would mean a lot to our family." In the recent Harold Matthews Cup, Fainu was crowned the player of the series. It is an under-17s competition despite being aged just 15 throughout its entirety. He was named player of the match during the Harold Matthews Cup Grand Final against the Eels, which Manly won. The report states that several clubs, including the Eels, Warriors and Dolphins, had expressed interest in the young star. Fainu from Sydney's North Beaches chose to remain with Manly in hopes of playing alongside his 3 older brothers, who are all at the club. He is the brother of stunned-down Manly hooker Leighs Fainu, as well as 17-year-old Samuel Fainu. Samuel Fainu also has signed a contract extension with Manly to remain at the club until the end of 2024. Meanwhile, 20-year-old prop Sione Fainu is also at the club. Speaking to Manasseh, I'll call Manasseh, I think so. He says that Leigh is a good player, but he's possibly not the best of the Fainu brothers. He said, "I back Samuel. He's a big boy. I back him to be the best of us. He's grew up playing half, so he's got all the skills in the world, but he's also got size too." Speaking on the deal, the person who put the deal together said, "Leigh is one of the game's brightest stars and there's a lot of interest in him, but he couldn't be happier to secure his future at the Seagulls," said Mario Tartak of the Crown Sports, the manager who also brokered the Sully deal. "Good judges believe he has the potential to become an absolute superstar. All 4 brothers feel at home at Manly, and hopefully they will fulfill their dream of playing in the NRL together." So it's a big deal for Latu Fainu and the Fainu family, as the youngster has admitted that he will be buying a house for his mother, as she deserves it in his eyes, which is a great way to start with the grounding of this young man when it comes to rugby league stardom. Sure, being part of 8 siblings, having 7 siblings, all probably mostly older than him, will also stand him in good stead as well. It's also a good deal for Fainu, as he is tipped to push his way into the NRL about the same time when Manly captain and playmaker Daly Cherry Evans finishes his career. So he will have big boots to fill when that time comes, if Manly feel that he is going to be that player. So, over the past few years, the NRL has been ground zero for a round of real changes in our great game over the past few years. Whether it's been the introduction of a 2-point field goal, which has gone down like a lead balloon, a new approach to video refereeing, or even the divisive 6-again rule, which we have seen since featuring in the Super League after being introduced following a mid-season break in the 2022 due to the pandemic. However, it's been suggested that no such changes will take place over the off-field by Australia Rugby League Commission Chairman Peter Vlandish, and that the 2022 campaign will likely abide by the same rule as its predecessor. That said, he has suggested that there could be a tweak to the 6 again rule, which punishes teams who cynically give away 6 agains in their own area. Well, in their own territory benefit. For instance, they've forced the team back that are trying to attack off their own line, getting a little bit of advantage, but to slow the offensive team down in their own area, they cause a 6 again, so that they can get back, get the 10 meters, get away with not giving a penalty. It's just 1 tackle extra further up the pitch, but the defence is set and they could try to force them back. So there's been a plenty that I've said against it. In fact, in the Sydney Morning Herald, Peter Vlandis has been quoted in saying, "A lot of the coaches have said when they're stuck in their own half, it's not much an advantage to get a 6 again. It is one area that has been mentioned that we will certainly looking at. It could be that it might not be a 6 again, and when you're in your own defensive end, and instead a penalty." Vlandis has this week received a report from the NRL's consultation with the 16 clubs for the 2022 season concerning a number of issues that the NRL looks to combat at the ways to stop blowout scores, which became the frequent in the 2021 season. On this and any potential rules, including the tweak to the 6 of 10 interpretation, Vlandis said, "None of this has been approved, but it has been raised, and it will come all under consideration when we see the final report. But from my understanding, the Commission would prefer to consolidate this year than making a lot of change." So that might be due to the Rugby League World Cup coming at the end of the year, and too many changes might benefit any team that is not Southern Hemisphere, and the rules that have been going on at this moment in time might only benefit the NRL teams, as they've been working with them a lot longer. We'll have to see what the International Rugby League Board actually say about the rules, and see what changes Vlandis and his cohorts will do, because it's for certain that something will come out of the pipeline, possibly at the last minute, as a potential player welfare incentive. What's been happening over the last few years might continue again. Let's see. And that's it for another episode from me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking our notification bell for any updates or videos that are coming your way in the next few days. Also, please remember to comment on anything that you've seen in the video and how the format's going. Do you feel that the NRL can keep their hands in the pockets for 2022, or are there definite rule changes and tweaks coming? Adrian Lamb to Leigh Centurions, do you think that's a good move for all parties involved? I don't know, it's just one of those things that we're going to have to wait and see, as Lamb hasn't coached at that level before. Also, a 16-year-old getting a massive deal to sign for a NRL club. Do you think that's part of the salary cap rules at this point, or is it just that they're trying to wait and see and stave off any interest elsewhere, and we're forced into a corner to do so? Again, time will tell, as that's not going to happen until 2023. But I like all these little stories that are coming out. I'm glad I can bring you all this information, and I hope you guys are appreciating it. I'm getting more and more messages. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone that has left messages. Also, thank you so much for watching. I will end today by saying all the best. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.